Somebody asked Asa once, said, you know, Vermont, kind of strange, said, a lot of strange people in Vermont. Asa said, yeah, there is. But said, that don't matter, most of them are all gone by the middle of September. Don't take any offense, you people. Asa had this farm he bought. It was run down real bad. And he went to work on it, and after 4 or 5 years, he had it up and coming and looking great. Buildings were all fixed. And the young minister came into town. He heard about it. So he thought he'd go up and meet Asa. So he did. He went up there. He told him, said, you know, I understand you did a lot of work here to get this farm back into producing again. He said, yep. And then the minister said, you know, isn't it wonderful how God and man can work together and get things done? He said, yeah, that's true. Should have seen it when God had it all to himself. Somebody asked Asa once how he enjoyed the summer. I said, oh, it was terrible. I was sick both days. Now, this story, I'm deviating a little bit from the Asa story, but it's true. It seems that this gentleman came in the town clerk's office in Westmore. And many of them probably knew who the town clerk was. I'm not going to name any names, but his family has been in the clerking business since the turn of the century, 1900. So he went in, and the clerk looked up. He said he wanted to talk to him. So the clerk said, fine, I'm busy right now. Sit down, have a seat. So the man sat down, and he waited. He waited, and the clerk kept right on writing, kept right on doing what he's doing. And finally, the fellow got up and said, sir, do you know who I am? No, can't say as I do. Said, I'm Mr. Eddie, and I'm the president of Chatham College in Pennsylvania. The clerk looked up and said, have 2 seats in. Come on, work with me, folks. One time, Ace was sitting on the porch of this country store right there, right in the village. He saw this car going down the road and was kind of weaving around a little bit. And he was constable at the time. And he decided this fellow had been drinking a little too much. So he got in his pickup and followed him, and on the edge of town he stopped him. Got out and walked up, and sure enough, it was a local preacher. He said, preacher, I caught you coming down the road and you were kind of waving and said, I think you've been drinking too much. Oh no, sir, no, Asa, I haven't been drinking. I said, I don't know. I said, what's that bottle beside you on the seat? He said, oh, that's a bottle of water. I don't think so. Let me see it. So he took it, pulled the top off. Said, that's not water, that's wine. The preacher looked up, glassy eyed, and said, oh my, the good Lord, he's gone and done it again. Asa was sitting on that same porch one day, and there's a dog kind of snoozing over on the end of the porch. And the fellow come up, saw him, and said to Asa, said, does your dog bite? He said, no, my dog doesn't bite. So the fellow went over and went to pat him. The dog nipped at him. He came back, told Asa, said, you told me your dog didn't bite. You almost took my hand off. Asa said, well, that's not my dog. One time right up the road, this lady bought this old farmhouse and heard that Asa did a lot of repair work and that type of work, and he decided that she decided to ask him if he could do some work for her. Said, can you do some work for me? He said, yeah, I can do that. Said, well, one thing I would like to have done is have my bathroom renovated in the early American style. He said, yeah, I can do that. How far from the house you want me built? He decided he wanted to buy some insurance. So he called the local insurance office in town, told him what he wanted, and they said they'd send a man up to talk to him. So he came up, said, I understand you want to buy some insurance. Yeah, I'd like to. Well, I said, I guess we can do that all right. Said, first I'd like to ask you a few questions. Some of them are kind of personal. Is that okay? He said, certainly, go right ahead. Well, to start off with, said, how old was your father when he died? Who said he's dead? Oh, he isn't dead? No. Matter of fact, he works here on the farm. He helped in the haying in the summertime and cutting the wood for the next winter. And oh, he's a picture of health. So that's interesting. Said, how long ago did your grandfather die? Or how long ago did your grandfather die? Said, who said he's dead? He's not dead? No. He's a picture of health too. Said he helps around. He goes down to the hen house and gets his eggs every day, and he fills the wood box from the wood shed. Said he's a picture of health as well. The fellow asked him, said, why, that's amazing. How old is he? Says he's 96. 96? He says, as a matter of fact, he's getting married next week to a 40-year-old widow just up the road a bit. Really? Yeah. Well, tell me, why would a 96-year-old man want to marry a 40-year-old widow? Who said he wants to? Now, I want to say Asa aside for a minute and tell you this story about, we were a group of friends a couple of years ago, and we were talking about a lot of different things. And I was telling how my brother and I, when we were small boys, we had a neighbor. His name was Hawkins. This is a true story. His name was Hawkins. And he had a brother a couple of miles up the road, which is the Davis farm now. His name was Rawson. So he gave my brother and I 50 cents to lead his cow. She was in heat. And lead his cow up to the farm to get service. So we went up. We got up there at the farm. And I was telling this story, and all the time, instead of using service, I said we took the cow up to get bread. Well, one of the ladies in the group started having a real big question mark on her face and couldn't figure out what I was talking about. So we finally got revealed. She couldn't understand how a cow would be involved with going somewhere to get some bread, like on dinner table. So we all had quite a chuckle out of that, and she's still chuckling about it. You may know her. Her name's Rachel Eby. Rachel, I told you I was going to do it.
Not even fun. Wait, wow.